Welcome back to Community Conversations. My guest today is Rick Atkinson with the Social Responsibility Committee. We were talking earlier, Rick, in the last section of the show, about some of the programs that are developed as a result of that Social Responsibility Committee. So you talked about that a range of different people are sitting around the table trying to think about how can we really improve life for our members and for the community. What are some of the initiatives that have been undertaken?
Well, one of the things, we met with the ED of the shelter house, and had a wonderful presentation from her, and they do wonderful work there.
Interesting, she was on the show last week.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you know all about it then. But we asked her, like, what are the barriers to people who are living in the shelter house, who are homeless, to rejoining society and getting back into the mainstream and getting a home and maybe getting a job or getting back. And one of the things that she talked about was that most of them don't have identification. They don't have ID. And that's an incredible barrier. You can't get a job if you don't have ID. Mm-hmm. You can't even cash a check because you can't open a bank account. You can't open an account at a credit union. You can't open an account anywhere. And all of the government offices, as you well know, and as everyone knows, are going to the direct deposit system. So they don't issue you a check. They put it into an account somewhere, and then you can withdraw the money from that. So you need identification, and you need proper ID to be able to open an account. And if you don't have it, if you have a check, you have to go to the money stores that are all over the place now that charge fees for that kind of thing, and people are forced to use them because they don't have other alternatives. So we analyzed, well, what can we do to try to address that particular issue, because that's a barrier for people. So in conjunction with the legal clinic, the Kinawea Legal Clinic, our credit union and our Social Responsibility Committee has funded and set up and helped to establish ID clinics, where we have a volunteer. We had a volunteer from the Registrar General's office. We had volunteers from the federal government for the social insurance numbers and other federal ID, and we had them all come together at a time, and we advertised it, and we got a lot of people showing up and asking for help with their identification. People don't have the $25 fee that you have to pay to get your birth certificate. People are illiterate. They don't know how to fill out the forms. They don't know what forms. They don't know where to send them. They don't know how to do it. People who don't have English as a first language have difficulty with that kind of thing. And it was phenomenally successful. We assisted, I couldn't even tell you the numbers, but it would be in the hundreds of people to get proper identification and get back on track with their lives. And who knows what happens to them, but we can't track them all, but of course. But that's the kind of thing that is fairly easy to do if you just have enough people sitting around brainstorming and saying, well, here's the problem, how do we solve it? Well, here's some ideas, and let's work on it.
So the Bay Credit Union, in a way, was working with other partners, both
That's right.
in the private sector and in the public sector,
Yep.
to address an issue, to make it easier to cut through that red tape for people who were maybe having a hard time just getting by.
And that's the essence of something like a Social Responsibility Committee, is just that networking, to bring together the people who are already working on it, not reinvent the wheel, but and to say, how can we support you in what you're doing? How can we help? What role can we have? And just encouraging and being aware of the things that other people are doing. And there isn't nearly enough of that in our community, enough people sitting down and talking about what can be done and what can be done to make the world better. And of course, the other kinds of programs, the credit union recognizes that people have trouble getting mortgages if they're living in poverty on social assistance or on disability benefits. So we're working hard we've established a program that we have had some success with in helping people to buy a home if they're actually in receipt of disability benefits. And of course, most financial institutions wouldn't give a mortgage to that kind of person, and they might be in one of the big barriers there is, of course, people don't have the down payment to start the process of getting a mortgage, and you have to have a down payment.
Of course,
So
by law, you
we
have
had to partner with CMHC, Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, and they approved our program where the down payment is actually put in place by prepaying the refunds that the credit union would give over the years of that mortgage.
Which you had talked about earlier,
Yeah.
that the profit is turned back to the members who have
Exactly.
a mortgage.
Yep. So we're not lending it to them, we're actually prepaying it. So it's so we're not lending them the down payment, which is actually not allowed. We're prepaying that portion to them, and then that enables them to have a mortgage, and we have had some success with that.
And there were other community partners as well that were helping out with that?
You know, that was such a wonderful story. We set that up, and we said, okay, who else is involved in the purchasing of a house? We contacted a fellow who does home inspections and actually teaches it at Confederation College. He said, I'll do them for free. And we contacted a lawyer who needs to do the legal work involved in the purchasing of a house.
Right.
And he said, I'll do it at cost. No profit to me, I'll just do it at cost. So if you cover the costs, fine. We contacted a real estate agent who agreed to waive a good portion of their fee involved in the process, and you know, all of these people come together and they're all willing and eager to help, and all of the steps that people have to take to buy a home, we tried to address them. And sometimes people who have never owned a home maybe don't know or understand maintenance issues or things like that. So we were talking to different people who were prepared to assist in providing some guidance and some basic household maintenance about what you do when the toilet won't flush and things like that. So all of those things came together beautifully.
And so you've got these people who are offering their services for free or at cost type of level. What, just the goodness of their heart? Is it
You know,
people are just want to help out, or what is it?
Yeah, people are good at heart. They really are, and everybody wants their community to be better. And you bring up some portion of it, you bring it all up, and you make a better place for everyone to live. You know, we talk about people that are homeless and that are around the city, and nobody wants that to be in their community, but nobody knows what to do about it. But give them a little chance to do something about it, and they're very willing. They're very willing.
It's a great story, Rick. We're going to just take a little break, and we're going to come back. And I understand that you've created an award for people who are displaying good social responsibility in the community, and I want to hear all about that when we
Great.
come back. We'll
Yep.
be right back. Please stay with us.